Thinking about the day I met the perfect stranger. I think about us, and I think about the day I got met around your finger. I think about us, the sun was shining on you. The Lord was smiling on you. Love was calling us. I had my time, babe. I can't stop loving you. I can't help myself. So peace to the one person in the chat. I'm gonna get started because I don't want to really be up too late tonight. I am going to get some rest. So this is being recorded, so I probably will be playing this on Bigo Live later. So shout out to my Bigo Live viewers as well. I did not want to go live on both platforms tonight, tonight because it's distracting to have both going at the same time. And I really like to, when I come in, and I don't know if I'm going to be channeling messages tonight. I really want to talk about this next layer of my doll. Okay. Because the last live that I did relating to this, which I'm going to make this um, so I am going to be channeling tonight. I feel that already. So I'm going to make a playlist called The Unraveling because I realize what's happening now. Okay. So I'm sitting here and I have my matryoshka dolls here, and I have two of the layers are opened. Okay. Because I'm doing this as a self healing thing. And I'm also using this in my therapies with my clients. And so when I'm done, because I'm just keeping them here on my table until I get down to the last one. And then I'm going to rebuild them. But once I get down to the last one, I am going to cam up and then show you guys how I got down to the last one, because I'm literally living this as I'm opening this doll, and it's really going to help me with some things that I'm writing and some things that I'm designing for my clients going forward. So I'm excited about it. It's a healing modality. And so the last video that I made that's going to be in this particular playlist, the unraveling, was called the cracking. And so it was that first layer of my doll, which I'm speaking about, the matryoshka dolls. For those who don't know what I'm speaking about, these Russian dolls where you get the first, it's a doll, and then it opens up and it has a smaller doll, and you open that one, it's a smaller doll and a smaller and a smaller. So some sets have 26 dolls. I think that's the most that I've counted. I'm sure they have ones that have more than that. But yeah, so you would open that first doll and you would have to open like 25 more dolls to get down to the core doll, which would be the smallest doll. And yet the smallest is the most powerful. Felicia, I see you in the building. I was just thinking about you too, because I was like, when I go live, I hope Felicia comes in there. I text you on the number that I had. I don't know if you got my text. But yeah, I need you to send me your questions for your reading, because girl, I cannot find which email you sent them to, or if you text them, send them back to me, and I'll probably get them done when I get off of here, or if not, most definitely in the morning, because I'm free tomorrow. But I got a little bit of energy right now, so I was trying to get it done earlier and I couldn't find your questions. So definitely resend me those. You can send them right now if you can do that. Like you can text them to me, or um, one of my emails, because it'll be fresh. So it'll pop up on my phone. But anyway, I was talking about the dolls. So I've gotten down to my second layer of my doll, which I'm excited about, because the first one was the cracking. And the cracking happened. So what I realized is that, my divine counterpart, or the quote unquote twin flame, is unraveling me. And this is what they are supposed to do. They are supposed to trigger you into a deeper healing. And what I didn't realize that I still even needed healing. That's the message really that I wanted to come and let people know too, is that for the people who have dealt with narcissistic abuse, relationships or whatever, you have done all of the self-healing that you can do. And so we feel like we have healed because I'm not crying over that no more. I'm not, I'm not attached to it. I'm not thinking about it. I don't want him, all of that. But the real healing, the test comes of your real healing when you are being challenged to love again. That's when you know whether you've healed or not. And you know what I'm saying? That's when you realize that, damn, I'm still healing. And this is where the divine counterpart, the kingdom spouse or the twin flame comes in, because they are the ones who facilitate that deeper healing. And that's what I'm realizing. And so, I'm living this. Like I said, I'm as I'm going through unraveling these layers of my outer self, these layers of my personality that have been built by things that I have gone through, built by just my experiences, and trying to get down to that last doll, which would represent the inner child, um, which is, by the way, the most powerful of all the dolls. The inner child, that small doll in the middle, that's the most powerful, because again, that doll is the one, is the experiencer, it's the builder of the realities. And then the outer dolls are the realities that the inner child has built. So the builder is the one, that's the reason why we are deconstructing the dolls and unraveling the self, is to get down to that core self, which is the God of the experience. You know what I'm saying? It is the builder of the realities. And so to get down to that and identify that is divine knowledge of self. And then you can begin to actually rebuild your realities, because as you have piled these layers onto yourself, it's like you forget the builder, and you become the stories that the builder is telling. You become the character, which is why you have all these layers that are not really the person. And you got to remove the layers to get down to the core of the truth of who we really are. And so this is the whole principle behind using these dolls to illustrate the healing process. Okay, so it's an unraveling, it's a cracking, it's a cutting. Okay, so the first part of the doll that I opened up, I labeled as I cracked it, because I actually cracked it open when I did the last video. The cracking, I had cracked it open before I did it. And what the last video, the cracking, was that I had gotten triggered by something. I'm trying to remember exactly what had happened. What happened? I got triggered by something. I overreacted. Um, I don't know, but I don't remember. You can go back and look at the video. All I know is that something happened. It caused me to do some self-examination. It was something that he triggered in me. It caused me to start to do shadow work, to do more self-examination, because that's the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to evaluate myself honestly before I start. I'm not gonna say before, because I did kind of snap the last time, and then it caused me to go into a self, again, an honest self evaluation, which is, the beginning of that cracking open of these dolls. And so when I evaluated myself, I don't remember exactly what the thing was that had happened. So you have to go back to the other video, but it was something that for some reason, when I cracked open that first doll, because the matryoshka dolls that I'm using, the dolls don't have faces on them. It's just a black doll. And it came with um, these chalk. You can write on it with chalk. So they wanted you to draw your own faces on it. And I liked that idea, because you can make it whatever you want it to look like. You can make it look just like you or whatever. And so, but what I'm doing is, I didn't write faces on them, not right away, but I am going to draw faces. But what I did write was what I'm letting go of as I crack them, right? So on one side, I'm writing down what I'm letting go of, and on the other side, I will draw the faces. So but I'm doing it as I go. So the first part of it that I cracked open, I wrote on it fear and security, because I mean fear and insecurity, because were the things that I was releasing from me during that last whatever had happened, the cracking. That's what got cracked open. Those layers that was, they were no longer a part of me. And so I let those go, fear and insecurity. So on this particular, so then this one I called the cutting, because what I'm letting go of and what I let go of in this one was attachment. Okay. And that's why I called it the cutting. So without saying, saying too much, because like I said, I'm not going to be sharing the details of my own, my own journey, but only enough to teach, because he did tell me to continue to teach. And so basically something had happened that I didn't like. The reason why I'm explaining this, because I really want people to understand what's going on in this, during the journey. I think it will really help people to, just it'll make it a lot easier. The more that you understand, the less painful that the journey is for you. Because again, not everyone is a twin flame, not everyone has one, and for the people who are doing it, it's like it's not for the faint of heart at all. You know what I'm saying? You're being faced with every fear, all of your weaknesses, all of your fears, and you're constantly being, I'm not gonna say constantly you're being triggered, but it's the most beautiful thing as well. So in this one, and I'm so proud of myself again. Okay. And I know that he would also be proud of me, because I understand what's happening now. So basically what had happened was something had happened that I didn't like. And I felt like, because of what I've gone through, let me make it clear to him, like what my triggers are, so that, because it was something that he may have done unintentionally. I know he did it, and he wasn't trying to do anything to hurt me. Like, it was just basically, it was something small that I really made big again. Okay, some small, but I really don't. Okay, so let me explain it. So it was something small that I went to him. I was trying to basically, something had happened. I'm trying to explain it. Okay, so that night I sat up all night thinking about it. So by the time that he had called me the next morning, I had worked myself up already emotionally, thinking about the shit. Okay, so when he called, I was trying to be calm. Okay, as I'm speaking, but because it's like, because of what I have already gone through with a narcissist, it's like that hyper vigilance is kind of almost still there, to where I'm feeling like, if any little thing, like any little sign of a red flag of narcissism, I have to lay down you know what I'm saying, I have to lay down my boundaries, like right away. So, but the thing was, I realized as I'm healing, I don't need to be like that with him. Okay, because he's not trying to hurt me. Okay, so basically he had done something. It was a small thing that he was unaware of. I wasn't angry when he did it. I just felt like, let me let him know that this is something that, what I'm saying, that I don't like. This is one of my triggers. Let me tell him about it. So that, we don't have this problem going forward. So he knows my triggers, because I know he does not want to hurt me. So, if you activate my triggers, hey, triple headed, I just opened my eyes. So if you activate my triggers, you know what I'm saying, that's going to hurt me. So let me let him know that this is one of my triggers, so that it doesn't happen going forward. So that's basically all that had happened, right? But when he called and I was attempting to tell him about the trigger, it was like something just switched in my head. Now this is what I realized, like, I'm still healing, because I really was like, I felt like my voice was a little bit raised. I might have cussed. I don't even remember what I said. He said I was cussing, so I probably did. You know what I'm saying? So, because basically I was trying to tell him about the trigger, and then something in my mind was feeling like, I started feeling like, what you was doing. Like, I was accusing him of intentionally trying to hurt me. This was a reaction from being with a narcissist. It was not a reaction from anything that he has done, because he is not a narcissist. Like, he has never he don't raise his voice at me. You know what I'm saying? He has a temper. but he don't use it on me. Like, he don't raise his voice at me. He does not, you know what I'm saying? He's very, calm with me and handles me accordingly. And so it was no reason for me to be acting like that. You know what I'm saying? I said in my mind, I had made up that I'm calmly going to let him know that this is a trigger of mine, and in my mind, because I know how he is, he's very reasonable. He would have understood. And if I would have stayed calm, okay? But I don't know what happened. It was like, I don't know, maybe it was his response, but I was feeling like he was gaslighting me because he really didn't know what I was talking about. And I felt like, you know what you was trying to do, and I'm really trying to protect myself. So no, I'm letting you're not gonna be doing this at all. So basically, I overreacted again. So then I said, he did not argue with me or anything. He was just like, look, I'm not cussing at you. I'm not raising my voice. I didn't call for this. I'm gonna call you back later. And so then when he said that, he hung up. I'm telling y'all, I was triggered. Okay, when he said that, he was like, I'm gonna call you back later. He wasn't disrespectful. He didn't hang up on me or nothing. But I still felt like, oh, because I'm trying to tell you about my feelings, even though I'm not really thinking about the fact that I'm yelling and I might be cussing and all type of stuff. Because he didn't want to deal with it when he said, I'm gonna call you back later. Now I feel like you're dismissing my feelings because you don't want to listen to me tell you about my feelings. You know what I'm saying? So these this was like like a multi-layered trigger. The first thing that happened wasn't that big. I caused it to be bigger by, what I'm saying, the way that I was trying to express it, and then taking the way that he handled it the wrong way. Like when he was like, I wanted to, I didn't call for this. I'm gonna call you back later. I don't know what's up with you. I took that the wrong way and was like, he's dismissing my feelings because these are all things that the narc used to do. And so, but he wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I know he wasn't. He was protecting his own feelings. Like, I'm calling you, I'm not in no bad mood, and you cussing me out and all this, and I don't even know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, but it took me to go through everything. Okay, so this happened on Friday. Okay, it has taken me to get to today. Okay, Valentine's Day, my father's birthday, by the way, it's 12 a.m., so it's not Valentine's Day anymore. But anyway, happy birthday to my dad. And it is um it's not, it's ironic, but it's not, it's kind of very fitting that my father's birthday is Valentine's Day, because I am a Venusian, and I am from the planet of love and the goddess of love and love personified. And so it just makes so much sense that my dad was born on Valentine's Day, even though I don't celebrate it like that, other than it being my dad's birthday. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it took me until from Friday till today to really unravel all of this in my own mind. So I was really upset, and I know he didn't know how upset that I was, because it wasn't about nothing. Okay. To him, on his side of it, it wasn't about nothing. So I know he was thinking like, what is she even talking about? What is you going through? Now, I know that he is aware of the issue that I brought up, and I still stand on what I was saying about the issue initially, my initial thing. But I did apologize for yelling and cussing. Okay. But I also told him, I'm going to give us both some space, because, you know what I'm saying? It was really me, but I was like, I'm just going through, I need some space. So basically, I made the little separation. And in my little separation, I'm feeling like I have, you know what I'm saying? Basically, I'm sitting here going through, I'm listening. I'm like, there's no way that I was wrong this time. Going through my shadow work. My shadow was saying, no, he knew what he was doing. He was trying to gaslight you. He was trying to just everything that narcs do. And he's not a narc. Never do anything like that to try to intentionally hurt me. But in my mind was saying all that because it was an old wound that had been triggered. Okay, and it needed to come back to the surface. Now I'm happy about this because I see the healing that is happening. So basically, I felt like what had happened in the morning. The reason why I ended up yelling and snapping and all of that was because it was the first time that I was really voicing my emotions about something that I did not like with him. And so in my, in the last relationship with a narc, I had trained myself to not speak about the things that bothered me, because y'all know how narcs are. They go into a rage, it's going to be a bunch of drama. It just was not even worth it. Like it was not, nothing would get resolved. And so I had trained myself not to speak my emotions to the narc. And I was like, but during my self-healing, I was like, I'm always going to speak my, what I'm saying? My emotions deserve to be, expressed. I'm going to always honor my feelings. And so this was my first time, trying to do it with him. And I guess that hypervigilance, because I did not, it's like that fear of, if I express my feelings, he's going to leave, because it's what the narc would always do. He's going to, if it's something that I'm not happy about, he's going to leave. He's going to run. He's going to start an argument. It's just going to be something traumatic just from you trying to express your emotions. So this was my first time trying to express something to him that I didn't like. And it was just the expecting for him to react like a narc. And so that's why I was yelling. That's why I was cussed. I didn't even realize that I don't even know that I didn't even know that I had cussed till he told me, because it was just a reaction from dealing with a narcissist for so long. And then, but he made me see myself, because he did not engage in that with me once again. He was very calm, very patient with me, and was like, I'm not yelling at you. I'm not raising my voice, but I'm not going to, I'm going to call you back later because you tripping. He didn't say you tripping, but I'm saying I was tripping. And so, like I said, I sat there and I'm like, oh my God, he just dismissed my feelings. I'm done. Now, you know what I'm saying? You're going to say that a million times on your twin flame journey. And I'm telling you, you ain't never done. I mean, I be so serious. Like, I'm really done. Ain't nobody gonna dismiss my feelings. I was all in my feelings about stuff he wasn't, I know he is not aware of, and he was not intentionally doing. But I had to sit here and go through all of this. Like, I mean, the second day, so on Friday, I was trying to be, because he did call me. This is the thing. Like, I'm really thinking about everything that has happened. Like, so he called, he said, I'm gonna call you later. He called me later, but I didn't answer his calls. He called twice. I didn't answer. And because I was in my feelings still, like I'm still upset. Like, he didn't realize how upset I was. And in my mind, I'm feeling like he should know how upset I am. So that was unreasonable. And then, because he was like, he was trying to check on me later. He even texted me. He called twice and he texted. And I did not respond because I was in my feelings. And I was, I wasn't trying to give him the silent treatment like narcs do. I really was upset. Like, and then the whole next day, I was even more upset. Like, I cried because in my mind, I was going through feeling like it's over because I spoke my feelings, even though I'm the one who said I'm going, even though I am the one who said I'm gonna give us both some space. And even though he had tried to call me and text me, I still felt like it's over. Oh my God, because that's the shit that would happen with a narc. It's a pattern that had to be unraveled. Like, I swear, y'all have no idea how much trauma that narcissists put people through, to the point where there was, we used to break up so much. Anytime I would try to say my feelings, he would leave or run in the room or do something. He would always find some way to just cut off all communication and just cut off everything. And so even one week, I'm talking about when we would break up, it would be a whole moving out and everything. So one week he had moved out 3 whole times. I'm talking about moving all big furniture, all type of stuff. It is ridiculous. I'm talking about hypnotic rhythm to the 10th power. Okay. So that was a pattern, because they had programmed that pattern into you. Exactly, triple headed. Exactly. And so, it made me remember, like, when my twin came back from 5D and he told me all the things that he was telling me. He told me, that I was going to be, going to be going through this stuff. And I always forget when it happens. Like, and you know what I'm saying? He told me that this was going to be happening. And because he had said to me also, I'm already ready. I'm just waiting on you. And in my mind, I'm thinking, no, I'm already ready. I'm just waiting on you. But you know what I'm saying? But now I realize, like, I am the one that still needs to do the healing. I'm not saying he don't. I think we're both healing. But men, they're not going to be as open with their stuff. They, whatever. But I know we both unraveling one another. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool because he don't have to put his, you know what I'm saying? He is out here. Things are done in a particular way. Now, this is what I realized though, like, me thinking, I'm the one that's already been healed, but now I realize, like, no, he really is triggering me to do deeper healing. And this is exactly what, your twin flame is supposed to do. And if you're looking at it from the correct perspective, then you're going to unravel, accordingly. You're going to get down to the builder. And so I'm going through all of this emotional and mental stuff, and I know he's don't even know what's going on. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my God, it's over. I don't care. But the thing was, I wasn't devastated though. This is what I'm proud of myself about. Because I would have been devastated any other time. Like every time the narc would leave me, I was devastated because that was an abandonment wound that he was triggering, that has now been healed, right? But he was triggering. At that time, it wasn't healed. So every time I said something he didn't like, he would leave because he knew that hurt me. So that was the wound that I realized that it's like it had to be triggered this one last time for me to see the healing, right? So when he triggered it, basically, I went through all the mental and emotional stuff and it wasn't even real. Okay. But I went through it still. I felt like, even though I said I'm gonna give us some space, I'm like, I'm about to I'm in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, it's over because I spoke my feelings. He didn't have no adverse reaction to it other than the fact that I was yelling. Like if I would have been calm, you know what I'm saying? We probably this wouldn't even be happening. But it made me realize I've been sitting here just thinking about my own behavior. Like, I shouldn't have been yelling. Like, okay, I shouldn't have been yelling. But I still stand on the point that I was making. And I'm proud of myself that I still stood on it. I was scared that it was going to make him leave. And I still was willing to do it. And I still did it. Okay. And so when he was very calm about it. So the way that I repeated that pattern in that moment was I made the separation. And that's ridiculous because I didn't want no separation, but I made the separation just so I could go through the mental and emotional stuff of saying, oh my God, it's over, when he didn't do that. Like I did. Like, this is, what I'm saying? So going through all of that, realizing that none of that is real. I'm proud of myself still though, because I stood on what I said, even in spite of the fear. And I went through all the little emotional stuff and it wasn't real. That was just the unraveling of that pattern. Okay. And this is day 4. We haven't spoken since Friday. Now we are still, we still very much connected. We still, you know what I'm saying? It's like I needed that time to really be with myself, to examine my own behavior, to really allow that pattern to be unraveled, out of me. And it's today, like, because I really have been feeling like for the past 3 days, like I'm done. He dismissed my feelings. I'm not dealing with nobody that dismisses my feelings, but it was none of that. And it was just today that I realized, like, it was like a revelation today. Like, oh my God, like, that I have been triggered because I really felt like I went through all that emotional stuff because in my mind, I was willing to let go in honor of my own self-love. Even though I love this man, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm still willing to let go. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I'm still willing to let go in honor of loving myself. Okay. And it was all like an illusion. It was all like a situation that wasn't even really happening, but it was happening for real for me. For me, mentally and emotionally, it was really happening. But it was like a situation that was being used to let me see that I have healed, because I went through all of that feeling like I spoke my truth. Oh my God, it's over. Let me just go through the letting go process. I went through that whole letting go. I went through the whole letting go process, and I was like, I don't care how much pain this causes me or whatever, I'm letting go. Okay, but what it was I was letting go of the attachment. Okay, letting go of the attachment, which is always unhealthy. It should not be an attachment. Okay, but I was willing to let go of that part of it. Okay, and it because I realized like what we have is not an attachment. Because when I was willing to let go of the attachment, and I did let go because it wasn't about nothing. What was still there, what I realized today, because like I said, for the past 3 days, this has been a real situation for me. Like I really like on Saturday, I just cried all day Saturday. Emotional, just broke down. Okay, thinking that it was over and I'm just going to go through the mourning process like I did before and all of that. Okay, but that didn't happen because nothing has happened. Like the reality was still sitting there. Like he's trying to check on you. He calling you. You know what I'm saying? But now he stopped. He didn't call. He called me twice and he texted me to check on me and I didn't respond. So then he was like, I'm just gonna give her space. How do I know that? Because I can feel him. And that's I'm gonna explain that part too. Like I know he's giving me my space because that's what I asked for. And ain't nothing has gone wrong. All of this shit is in my own mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I so I went through the whole letting go process. It's the attachment. So today I've been sitting here. It's like because this is day 4, and I'm sitting here and I'm just because I've calmed down finally. Went through all of that. I felt like I didn't let go. I'm just moving on with my life. I done went through all this whole little mock scenery of what I've already been through before because this is what it looks like for the pattern to unravel, like to relive all of it, but it wasn't really real. And then I'm sitting there today and just couldn't because I was no longer angry because I was had been realizing like it was me. I'm the one that's acting the damn fool, and I wasn't angry. Like what can I be angry about? You know what I'm saying? He ain't done shit. And so then I realized, so as I let go of the anger, I realized the love is still there just as much as it has always been. You know what I'm saying? Probably even more. And so the connection is still there because it's a connection. It's not an attachment. So the cutting of the cord, and I know that my haters are going to be so disappointed because I know when they saw the cutting, they thought that I was trying to cut the cord with my twin flame like they be trying to do because they're still in toxicity. You know what I'm saying? And they like, I'm cutting the cord because I'm mad and all that. No, it's not that. It was the cutting of that. It was like the cutting down of that next layer of my matryoshka doll, that next layer of the outer self. Okay, so I'm just going deeper within the self. It was the unraveling, of me, and so I labeled that one attachment. I've let go of a sense of attachment to certain things, in 3D regarding me and him because this is deeper than that. Like I know that this is spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Everything about this is is so high vibrational that nobody can touch it. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter about what things look like in 3D and what's happening because that's not the reality. The reality is what he told me. You know what I'm saying? What I know about 5D. You know what I'm saying? I already knew it, but he really has experienced it on a deeper level than me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna say a deeper level. He's just more aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Than I am. I'm becoming more aware. It's like he gave it to me. So let me explain how we are part of one another as you're a twin flame. It's like the yin yang symbol, and you know how the yin yang, I should have got native because native has a picture, and it's a picture of it's people. Okay, I think it's a black lady and woman, and they're the yin yang symbol, and they each have a ball in their hands. And the yin yang, they're gonna put their that that little piece of the darkness that's in the light side, and that little piece of the light that's in the dark side. He got a picture like that, and you put the ball like the lady, the lady was going to put her ball in the man's hole, and the man was going to put his ball in her hole, and it's going to make the yin yang symbol. So basically that's what it's like with the twin flame, right? you so when he came back and told me about the dream that he had when we was in, and it wasn't a dream, it was no dream, this is like 5D, some 5D shit. Okay, um basically how can I explain this? I can't go into too much detail. I'm gonna say, how can I explain how the ball got in there? That's all I can use. I'm not gonna go too deep into my own experience. I'm just gonna say that at some point I felt him put that little piece of himself inside of me. I felt it. It was energetic, it was spiritual. You know what I'm saying? We both felt it. And so I want to explain. um I will say it's like a spiritual orgasm. Okay, it's like that. So imagine an orgasm, a real, a 3D orgasm. Um they shoot their seed into you. Okay, physically. This was spiritual, and I felt it come into me. It came into my heart. Okay, and it represents that little piece of him that's in me, and I know that it's a little piece of me that's in him. Now what that did is, this is so deep. This is so deep. I love it. So, like, what it did is, the fact that it's in there and it's not going nowhere. Like, this is me. It's a part of me, but it's a little piece of him. It made me stronger because he's a strong man. He's strong, right? And so it made me stronger for him to put that little piece of him in me. Not saying that I wasn't already strong. That little piece of him was already in me. I already was strong, but it made me stronger. You know what I'm saying? I've been a strong. It's like, so let me just continue to break it down. So, like, I've always known that I'm strong. You know what I'm saying? But that little piece that he put in, it just fortified the strength side of me because I'm very sweet as well. We already know, the honey, you know what I'm saying? I'm very sweet. So I'm going to say I'm a very sweet woman, but I'm also strong as well. Okay. And he is a very strong man, but he's also sweet as well. Now, do y'all understand how that little piece of me that's in him represent his sweetness, and his little piece of him that's in me represents my strength? You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I wanted to break that down is because okay, so his when he put himself into me, it made me stronger. And when I put myself into him, it made him sweeter. It made him a little softer. Now, the reason why men, or the masculine, I won't say the men, because it's sometimes the masculine, sometimes they switch roles, and not saying, whatever. But anyway, the divine masculine, the reason why they run, if it's a man, from it, or they try to hide, or hide their feelings, they're not as open to it or whatever, is because our society breeds men to hide their feelings and to be tough. That to be strong means to be unemotional. And so this is why when they receive what you're giving them, it's harder for them to receive it, because it's making them feel like they're being weak. It's weakening them. They're not used to feeling that sweetness, that softness that you're giving to them, but they need it in order to be balanced. Okay, and we might not be used to feeling this level of strength that they're giving us, but we need it in order to be balanced. Because if you're a divine feminine, you're probably too sweet, you're probably too giving, you're probably, this is what he was trying to explain to me when he was saying your love is your weakness, and it's because you love 100%. Okay, so it's like, he was trying to explain to me, like, you got to balance that out. You know what I'm saying? With your, it's like you got to balance your feminine side with your masculine side. So here is a piece of me to help you balance that out. Okay, but again, for the masculine, it's harder for them to receive it. Though it feels good, it feels just as good to them to receive that piece of you as it feels for you to receive that piece of them. A tarnished ring on a tarnished chain. Okay, but anyway, y'all. So, um, I really could sing this song, but I ain't about to get into it. So that little piece that they put in. So basically, I want the divine feminines really to understand why it's harder for them to um integrate what you're giving them into them. you know, than it is for you to integrate what they're giving you, because this world makes it hard. If you know how hard it has been for you to be a feminine energy in this world, how hard it has been, and how you, even as being a woman, we have to a lot of times be in our masculine energy because of the way that the world is. The world is full of predators who love to see something soft or vulnerable, and they try to attack it, because a lot of people are feeling weak within themselves, and they like to take strength from other people. And so when they like to, the narcissistic personality, they are predators for people who are vulnerable, or people that they perceive to be weak. And so knowing that this is how the world is, even as women, we have to be in our masculine energy a lot of the time. And so, it shouldn't be hard for us to understand why a masculine energy would find it hard to start integrating this sweetness and this softness into them. It's going to be a little bit harder for them because of the world. And so just wanted to, point that out, so that the divine feminines can have a little bit more understanding of why, it is an equal love. The feelings are mutual and all of that, but they are not going to react the way that you are. They are having a different experience. You know what I'm saying? They're having the masculine side of it. So you have to allow them to the time and be patient, with them, into, working it out. And we can't sit here and be, getting offended, or putting pressure on them, or putting a time limit on them, or, none of that, because this is all in divine timing, and neither you or them has any control over anything. This is God doing this. You know what I'm saying? This is God putting God and goddess back together. You know what I'm saying? This is God putting himself back together. Creator and creatress, using you two as the vessels to bring these two energies of magnetism and electricity back together. This is God remembering God's self, because to remember means to put back together the dismembered parts of the body. Okay. And so again, we're integrating one another's energies into one another. And so for me standing up and saying, this is what I got to say. I don't care if it's going to make me lose you or whatever. This song, I love my spirits because the music be so appropriate. Um, but you know what I'm saying? This is, me integrating the strength into me that he gave me. Is me being able to say, hey, I'm willing to lose you. I'm still going to say what I got to say, thinking that me speaking my feelings is going to make me lose somebody. But the fact that I was willing to, it's beautiful, because it was, I passed the test. And he had told me, back when he first came back, he told me that my higher self told me it was a message that my higher self had sent to me, my lower self, via him. Okay. And she told me to tell myself that I did it, that it's already done, that I did it. Right. And so I'm just sitting here like, oh my God, I'm doing this. I'm really doing it. Like, I stood up to that. That was a fear. And I had the strength because he gave me the strength. And then he facilitated the lesson for me to do it. You know what I'm saying? This is cosmic. This shit is otherworldly. Okay. And I'm sitting here, I'm really just, I had the revelation of it today. Like, oh my God, like this was a lesson and I passed it, because I went through the whole thing of thinking that I had let him go and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I was willing to. I was like, hey, I'm just moving forward. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't require for me to let him go. You know what I'm saying? It just required for me to be willing to let him go. Just like it reminds me of, every time that I have had to deal with the devil. You know what I'm saying? It's like I have to be willing to walk right up to that illusion. And even though the fear might be there, walk right up to it. And then when I get up to it, it ain't even about nothing. It disappears. It's not even real. Okay. Just like the devil, when I saw him when I was 8, like, ain't none of your shit real. So this is what I want y'all to be encouraged going forward. Like, it's all illusions. It's not real. The truth is, you are already in union. That's already your divine counterpart. That is the person who God created for you. And nobody can break that bond between y'all, not even you. You can get mad all you want and be like, I'm done. I'm doing a cord cutting, all that. You can't cut that cord. You didn't make the cord, so you can't cut it. And it has nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? This is God's doing. So y'all just you're not going to be able to control it, the masculine side or the feminine side, because at both at at different times, because you both embody one another's both energies. At times, both of y'all are going to be the runner and the chaser. Now I feel like, I wasn't chasing nothing. So I feel like and he ain't chasing either. So I think we've evolved beyond the runner chaser thing, because, we just know when to give each other space. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no chasing, because we both acknowledge, we know that we can't run from this. And we know that, what I'm saying, this is something much higher, something going on in the higher realms, that the little parts of us, we ain't got no control over it. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we both are wise enough to know that, not to be trying to do the runner chaser thing. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't say that that won't come back up, but don't feel like where we are right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I took the time off. I'm glad I did. You know what I'm saying? But I miss my baby. I do. I miss him. You know what I'm saying? Like, today, I really realized I miss him. That's when I really realized, like, this is the love ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. And but I needed to go through this, because I needed to be face that fear. I didn't even realize it was a fear that was still there. And this is how I know, my people, you you don't complete your healing until you challenge yourself to love again. That's when the rest of the healing happens. Like, it happens as you are allowing yourself, as the divine feminine, to open yourself to receive love again, because that's all this man is trying to do, is love me. And I'm causing all this bullshit because I need to remove these layers, and that's what he is helping me to do. So, you know what I'm saying? And I'm realizing it, like, damn, I thought I was really, on point. But it is an emotional roller coaster. Thank you, spirits, for that. Thank you, spirit, for that. Okay, because I'm speaking of the infinite, divine, great spirit. Okay, creator and creatress. You know, our compassionate creator. Um, but the emotions, none of this stuff is real. Like, I have learned how to, over this weekend, I have learned how to master my emotions, because no matter how much I loved him, I still was willing to walk away. I'm so proud of myself for that. Because y'all have no idea how perfect this man is. You know what I'm saying? I would never bring him on here, or let y'all see nothing, because I know how haters are. Y'all don't know, have no idea how perfect this man is, and so perfect for me, that how could I be willing to let him go? Like, this is the best thing that I've ever had. But I still was willing to let him go, because I love me. You know what I'm saying? I love me even more. And that's required, because when you do that, then you're never going to, nothing's going to, like, the main thing about it, it ain't even about nobody hurting you again and all of that stuff. We already know this, okay? But the beautiful thing about it is that, like, oh my God, I have reached a level of self love to where now other things are going to start happening. I ain't even gonna say what's going to start happening, because I'm not trying to get attacked by the people that's already going to be mad about it, okay? I got enough to deal with. Okay, I already got darts flying from every angle as it is. Okay, but what I'm saying is that, I will talk about it at a later date, but I just know that it has opened up that next level of experience for me. Let's just say like that, to the point where, even, it's like a test that I passed, a rite of passage into the next level. And when I look on, so right when I realized I had passed the test, that next level opens up. I'm telling you, y'all don't even understand what's going on with this reality. And as we remove these layers, it's layers of consciousness. And so your reality just instantly shifts as you remove each layer. It's going to be a shift with each layer. So as I removed this layer called attachment, um, then I look back on my YouTube, in my YouTube menu, and there are like videos. And now I'm realizing, because I don't really watch TV, I only watch YouTube, and only things that I can learn from or teach from. And so the things that was showing up in my as suggested videos, I had a whole bunch of new suggested videos, okay, that were indicating that I'm on the next level, because these are all new, like new teachers, new things that I can learn. You know what I'm saying? And I'm excited, because I know that only showed up because of me shifting in my consciousness. This shit is so dope. You know what I'm saying? This is beyond. I love it. Like I shifted. I And you know the thing about it is, I still haven't talked to him since Friday. But I don't. It's like it's okay though, because nobody was going through anything but me. I'm not gonna say that he wasn't going through nothing. I'm not gonna say that, because I'm not never gonna dismiss that he had some feelings about me saying I'm gonna give us some space or whatever. But I really feel like he was giving me my space. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna talk tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. Like, but if it made him feel away, then it was a trigger that he needed. You know what I'm saying? In order to start unraveling some stuff on his side. That's how it works. And I know it because you and your twin, you share the same heart. So whatever they're feeling, whatever you feeling, y'all feeling the same thing. And a lot of times the feminine side, you doubt it because they're not showing you everything. But see, my baby, he shows me. He just been lately, I'll say lately, he's been trying to, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason to facilitate this lesson or whatever. But he shows me and he tells me and he's open. You know what I'm saying? So there is a open, flow of energy and love between us. And so I don't, I understand though, because at times he may feel like he needs to pull back because of the world or whatever is going on in his mind, whatever. But you didn't already showed me, so you can't pull it back now. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, however you're acting, it's okay. I'm gonna let you act like that because you may need to for the world, just like I sometimes need to. And it's not acting, it is being in your masculine side. But to let him integrate this feminine energy that I'm giving him, that's a part of me. I know it's going to take time, so I'm going to be patient with him, just like he's being patient with me. You know what I'm saying? But it's a beautiful thing that I'm realizing. Like, damn, this is what this is. Okay. I mean, I'm cool right now, but like I said, I literally had like a whole meltdown, over the week. But I'm back good now, because each one of these layers, as you remove it, that's what it feels like. I will say thus far, I don't know what the rest of the layers feel like. I know these first two layers felt like a spiritual death. And it was that part of me that was dying. The first part, like I said, it was the fear and insecurity that I was letting go of, the part of myself. Yes. Peace, Lucid Links. No, Lucid Linux. Um, Yes, I'm talking about shedding layers of the self as I'm going deeper within myself, getting down to that core part of the self that I call the builder. And so this is beautiful. And for the people that are clairaudient, for the music in the background is always going to be going right along with the message that I'm giving. Okay, not just clairaudient. I mean, if you can hear the music, then there may be messages in there. But for the clairaudient people, it's gonna be it's gonna be more apparent. Um, but this is yeah. What is he saying? I'm trying to find my way back to us to love. Exactly. I love it. So yeah. So the attachment, that's some scary shit to let go of. And most people are still haven't done that yet. That is one of the main, like that's the last um part of the, like, that's the last thing that you have to let go of before you go to the next level. And so I'm so proud of me because I've done it. Thank you. Yes, I'm on Clubhouse as the Unraveler, Lucid. I'm not, yeah, I'm on Clubhouse. I'm not on there right now, if that's what you're asking. But yes, I'm on there as the Unraveler, and I'm also on Bigo Live as the Unraveler. Um, so you know what I'm saying? So the is this is a beautiful process. It's a painful, but it ain't really pain, because once you get past it, it's like it was all an illusion. None of that was even real. So it ain't about nothing, but it seemed so big because it's busting through illusions. And when it's an illusion, it's not real. It's not about nothing. It doesn't matter how big the illusion looks. Like the Matryoshka doll, when you get it, it looks like one big doll. And then when you open it up, there's a smaller one inside, and you open that and there's a smaller. So the big doll, when you get it, it's an illusion. It's not a big doll. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of little dolls. It's like it's really one little doll, because the little doll is the only one that doesn't crack open. Okay, so all of the parts that can crack will crack. This is the parts of your personality that can be removed, should be removed in this healing process. Because what we're going to do is rebuild the self back up. We're trying to get all the way back down to the inner child. Okay, so we're removing all of these layers that were added to the child, via experiences. Okay. And so this is a beautiful process. I am sharing this with you guys as I'm doing it. And I'm also cracking open my dolls as I'm doing it. So right now, again, I'm on layer 2. The first layer, if anyone, is interested, the people who did not, have not been following along with this, I am going to make this a playlist called The Unraveling. Um, the first video was the cracking, and the layer that I removed from myself, I layered fear and insecurity. Okay, so if you're interested in how that happened, it was a triggering that happened from my twin flame, triggered that healing that happened, and so I'm doing this whole process because I understand what's happening now. I really am being unraveled. Okay, shout out to Mr. Unraveler. Okay, um, so basically the cracking was the first video, and then this one, the cutting, which was the letting go of the attachment, is going to be the second video. I think I did have a video when I started this called The Unraveling. I think I was just kind of talking about, beginning to go down the path. So that will be the first video, and then it'll be the cracking and the cutting. Like I said, I don't know what's happening with these other layers because I'm actually living this in real time as I go. So what happened with the cutting just happened on Friday, and it was just me willing, basically being afraid to speak speak my feelings to my twin, because in my last relationship, anytime I would do that, it would end the relationship or cause something traumatic. Okay, and so even though I feared, I knew he wasn't going to do anything, like yell or I just felt like he may be done with me. That was the worst thing that I thought he might do. And I still, even though I thought it, and even though I had that fear, I still spoke my feelings, and I was willing to be done if that was what it was going to cost me. And I know he would be proud of me because he really facilitated this lesson. And I'm proud of myself because I facilitated it. It was really real for me. Like it's so crazy because it's so real for you in real time when you're going through it, and it's because it's really a pattern that's in your own mind that's being unraveled. It's in your emotional body, and it's in your mental body. Okay. I'm so happy too. I love what I do because my clients are, one of my clients, he's getting so much better. I'm just so proud of what I'm doing, and happy with the fact that I'm seeing people healing and getting better. You know what I'm saying? Just it seems like in real time, as I'm healing myself, I'm helping other people heal, and he's not going nowhere. I hope not, but that fear be there, you know what I'm saying, Lucid, because the narc, they be trying to set you up to not, to not believe in it. So it's like my heart says he's not going anywhere, but it's like that 3D part. It's like as the healing, that healing still has to happen, because I thought that when I was with the narc, when he was love bombing in the beginning, I thought that with him as well. He ain't going nowhere. He loved me, and I was never taking advantage of that. I've never taken advantage of nobody's heart. I was handling his heart with care and all of that. And he still did it. So that fear still be there. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't realize it. I went through all of the self-healing that I could do. And then I didn't know, like, I don't know what you be thinking that the twin flame is going to do. You just be thinking that this is about to be a beautiful love story and we just gonna have a romance like on TV. That's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? At all. It is, that romantic part is there. Now it's more romantic than on TV. Okay. The romance part of it is otherworldly. Okay. And I mean, no cap, it's otherworldly. But it's also a deep healing journey. And there's a part of it that that you're sharing with them, the romance part and all of that, but then there's a part of it that's deeply and intensely only about you. It's about you. But they are the one who are, who facilitates you looking deeper into you. It's a beautiful thing because they are a mirror for you. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you realize that on the deepest level. Like honestly, like he told me he was ready, and he's waiting for me to get ready. And in my mind, I'm thinking, no, I'm the one that's ready, and I'm waiting on you to get ready. And to me, that's just that mirroring effect. You know what I'm saying? Because I realized, like, damn, I really am the one who needed to get ready. So you know what I'm saying? It's like everything is flipped around, the flip sides of the same coin. It's a beautiful thing. Lucid, because I was talking about how earlier I was saying how, he put a piece of him into me, like the yin yang symbol. Just think about yin yang, and that little piece of the darkness, that the little piece of the dark side that's in the light, and that little piece of the light that's in the dark. Girl, he put his little piece of him in me, and it made me strong. It was his strength. And then I put my piece in him, and it was my sweetness, it was my softness. And I was talking about how they have to integrate it. They have to, it's easier for us to accept well, I don't say easier. I would say it is because of the world. It's easier. He gave me strength, and it made me stronger. And I gave him some of my sweetness, some of my softness. And it's hard for a man to integrate that, even though it feels good to them. They don't want to, they're fluctuating between their mind and their heart. And they feel like this is making me soft. This is making me weak. So they have to reconcile that within themselves, because it's not making them soft and weak. It's balancing them out, just as their strength is balancing us out. You know what I'm saying? We can't be over emotional or too sweet. And so he had tried to explain that to me, like, your love is your weakness. And I was like, no, it's not. But, in order to remedy that, he literally gave me some of his strength. And you know what I'm saying? And I felt like, this is just how it's designed. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I consciously knew that this is what we are doing. It's just coming to my mind as a revelation now. You know what I'm saying? It's just coming to my mind. And so because I'm living in it in real time. It's not like when it's happening, you really be knowing what's happening. It just feels like something beautiful that's happening. And at times something painful that's happening. So over the weekend, I've gone through. I mean, I went through a whole breakdown. On all of this was my own mental and emotional things, that patterns that was being unraveled from my old relationship, and I realized that this is not that. He's not doing anything that the narc would have been doing. He's not trying to hurt me. He's not gaslighting me. He is not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? This is the real thing. And he been trying to tell me that from the beginning. And I'm sitting here and still, it's like I have to really let parts of my body and my mind and my emotional body know that, like, it's like I have to really allow myself to receive it, because I keep trying to come up with stuff. I keep trying to put blockers in fighting, like, I'm looking for something. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, the slightest little hint, like, you dismiss my feelings. Oh my God, it's over. Because I was scared to tell him how I felt about something, because it was something that I was not happy about. I feared that it was going to cause everything to fall apart. But even though I was scared, I still said it, because it was out of an act of my own self-love, because I promised myself that I'm going to honor my own feelings. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what anybody else, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to honor my own feelings, even if he doesn't honor them. And I was willing to honor my feelings at the cost of thinking out it was going to lose him, because that's what narcs do. But I realized I forgot he's not a narc. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't even mad about nothing. He was very calm, very patient with me, and has been patient with me from the beginning. And that's helping me to heal. You know what I'm saying? That's helping me to heal. And I'm realizing it, like, because I was done in my mind, and I know he's tired of me going through this. Like, and I ain't really, I don't go through it all the time. This is like my second little. We get along perfectly. He is my best friend. You know what I'm saying? We get along. So this is like only our second little thing, and it's both of them. I caused it. So he ain't causing nothing in my life as far as causing me no stress or it's me causing my own stress. You know what I'm saying? By going through mental and emotional stuff. But it's my healing, and I feel like, he already knew that I was going to go through this. He told me. And so I'm just loving him even more, for just being patient with me and just letting me go through it. You know what I'm saying? And not because I'm so used to, like, when I was yelling at him, I'm so used to a narc starting to yell back. You know what I'm saying? That he didn't, you know what I'm saying? It's very refreshing that he didn't yell back, because he couldn't. I mean, I would really be hurt. He knows. Like, I don't think he would ever yell at me. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows that that would really hurt me down to my core if he yelled at me. And so he wouldn't do it because he don't need to yell at me. You know what I'm saying? He can get his point across, you know what I'm saying? Because he's a real man just by saying what he got to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to listen, but yeah, I didn't put myself through all this mental and emotional stuff. And he just been sitting back, letting me go through it because he knows I'm unraveling. And you know what I'm saying? I'm good because today I had the revelation, like, ain't none of this stuff really real. Like, he didn't say he was done with you. You are the one who said, give me, so I need the space. But then you're going to say, oh my God, it's over when you're the one who did it. It's just all, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I putting myself through? And so I'm happy that it wasn't real, you know what I'm saying? But it's really like me having to really walk up to those illusions. And I'm telling y'all, I'm putting this in my book. Oh my God, because it goes back to, like I'm saying, I can put all of this together with me having to walk up to the devil when I was little and him disappearing because you ain't got no real power. All you have is illusions. And that's what he trying to put up right now to keep me from getting to my other half. Okay? That's what he trying to put up right now. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Okay, I don't care. It was a grand illusion. It was so grand. I was over here snotting and sliding down the wall. Okay. Not literally sliding down the wall, but I thought about Latoya Okia. I love Latoya Okia, if y'all know her. She always talking about doing the ugly cry and sliding down the wall. Okay. It was equivalent to that. All Saturday, I'm over here going through that for nothing. Like, for no, it really was, like I said, an old residual pattern, things that I used to go through with the narc that had to be unraveled, okay, and to be replaced with this purified love, real love, purified, okay. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's like the purest light that nobody can touch it. So I don't care what seems to be going on in 3D. As I'm being unraveled and being triggered, I'm being more and more convicted in this connection, in this love. Nothing is going to make this. Ain't nothing going to break it. It cannot be broken. You know what I'm saying? What God has brought together, no man, woman, or child can put asunder. Okay, that's the real. That's what you really know. Like, this is beyond any human love. You know what I'm saying? That anybody has ever experienced. Human love is fleeting. It's you're unsure of it. You know what I'm saying? This you're certain of because it was a real, like, I mean, it's beyond just knowing mentally, physically, all of that. It's like it was a real feeling, like physical, it was like on every emotion. I felt when he moved into me, and I know he felt when I moved into him. And that is something nobody can touch. Nobody can break. It's a cord that nobody can cut. They can't even see it. It's nobody's business. This is between me, him, and God. You know what I'm saying? And so that is what everybody is after. And that is what the devil wants to destroy. But the devil ain't got nothing for me because your illusions is whack. It didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it did not work. It did not work. I am so, like, okay, I broke through another illusion. And it really felt like, um, because the devil is just an energy that exists within you. It's just your shadows. It's just the lower self. And so going deeper into the shadow. So this is the shadow work. You know what I'm saying? This is the shadow work. And so the devil is just a shadow. And so walking up to, that fear, like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose him. That abandonment issue is just a shadow that has been healed now. You know what I'm saying? The fear, the insecurity, the attachment are just shadows because they have been healed now. And so on to the next layer. You know what I'm saying? This has been an amazing, what did I call it? The cutting. Yeah. The unraveling of the unraveler. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe once I'm fully unraveled, I might just introduce to y'all Mr. Unraveler. He might just want to come on here and you know what I'm saying? Because he's very spiritual. You know what I'm saying? He is very spiritual. And I mean, we could definitely do some things together, you know what I'm saying, on social media, but it's not going to be anytime soon. But as I'm doing my unraveling, yeah, I'll get him, at some point in the future. It's not going to be anytime soon. Okay. But yes, in the future, like it's not going to be soon because I still got some layers to unravel of my dolls. And I will cam up, though. I will cam up. Probably maybe even the next time that I go live, I'll do it on Bigo Live. I'll be live on both, and I'll cam up so y'all can see the dolls, and so you can see exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Because I do want to share this with you guys as far as so you can understand and see what the healing is like, a visual that I use for my people in my therapies. So they can have a visual of the healing process. You know what I'm saying? So and also, I'm going to put this, like I said, I'm going to put all of these in a playlist called The Unraveling, because I don't know what the next video is going to be untitled, because I don't know what's going to happen next. You know what I'm saying? I'm really living this in real time. So Lucid, if you haven't been following, you might you if you because the first video where I began this journey was I called it the cracking, and it was me being triggered by my twin flame to do heal some things, and I'm using the matryoshka dolls to illustrate me releasing these things from myself as layers of this doll, and layers of consciousness, and getting down to the core. And I know that this is magical. This is very magical, on both of my behalf and on his half. We're both experiencing magic in our lives on both ends. And it's so I'm sharing it for the people who are on this journey, and that's the only reason why I'm sharing it, because I know that it can be this is not an easy journey. There's very beautiful parts. Oh, you're caught up. Okay. So there are beautiful parts of this journey, and then it's painful, but the painful parts ain't even real. I'm telling you, it's not even real. The painful parts are not real. You have to not have no fear, because that's just the devil is throwing up grand illusions, and it is very grand, so grand that you're gonna have to walk up to it. The fear. So my fear was of letting go, of letting go, because I felt like, how they say, if you love something, let it go, and if it's really yours, it'll come back. Most people are scared to do that, because that's the truth. If you let it go and if it's really yours, it ain't going nowhere. But you don't know that until you actually be willing to let go. And so, okay, Lucy, good. I'm glad you caught up. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I'm so happy. And this song that's playing is very significant too. All of it, all of it. I'm so, yeah, it's very significant. Um, to my own personal journey and just everything else, not just the message in the song, but this is a song that we've actually shared between one another at one time and stuff. So you know what I'm saying? I'm just loving everything. Yes, we're on the same timeline. I love it. This is what I was realizing too, like, because when I said, when I realized what had happened, and it was like a revelation, instantly when I looked on my YouTube list, there's a whole bunch of new videos that I'm so excited to dive into, because these are teachers in like I said, things that I haven't learned yet. And I know that they're there now because they're indicative of my shift in consciousness. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited that I think I'm doing well. I think I'm doing a good job on this. You know what I'm saying? I know that my twin is going to be proud of me because I'm doing it. Because he supports me, he encourages me. He is the reason why I'm here right now, because he told me to continue to teach and share this. You know what I'm saying? And though I'm holding my connection very sacred, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not sharing him right now, and I'm not sharing the details or anything. I'm still sharing enough to to help other people, and to encourage other people, because I'm telling you, I'm like, wow, none of that was real, and I was doing all of that. I mean, I was going through it. And then you realize like he hasn't gone anywhere. He's not even mad at you. He probably wondering why the hell is you acting crazy. And you know what I'm saying? You could be talking to him every day if you wanted to. You are the one who did this. So, you know what I'm saying? It feels like just this big relief. And like, why am I, I know why I'm doing it though. It's because it's the process of healing. Like I thought I was healed, but these are things that you can't heal until you're challenging yourself to love again. So you have to go into it and you have to understand that these things are going to come to the surface again. But it's okay. They're just phantoms, phantoms of a trauma that you've been through. You know what I'm saying? But it's not real. And you can, so as I remove what was happening, as I remove the trauma, I'm receiving the love that he's giving me. This is why it feels like I love him even more now, because it's like I removed that trauma, and now what he's giving me can fill that space. And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? This is how you start fitting into one another. Like the yin yang symbol. That's how y'all fit into one another, because you're shaping. It's like it's shaping each other to, you're, as you're healing, you're just becoming a part of one another. That's the best way I can explain. It's like the merging of, and it just fits like puzzle pieces. But it's like, for me, it feels like as I'm removing traumas and things from my system, it's being filled back up. So it's like you do a certain level of self healing, and then there's certain, like I said, this level you cannot get to until you are being challenged to love again, because these traumas were planted on a deeper, you know what I'm saying, on a deeper, it like requires another person, you know what I'm saying. And so as that's coming out, the love is coming in, and as it in the end of the day, I'm gonna be filled all the way up. And it's not love that's coming from him per se. It is him reflecting my own love back to me. So what I realized when I'm seeing these new videos and stuff on YouTube, like, oh my God, I just got to the next level, because new videos and new teachers and new things to learn is not the only thing that's going to be happening. That was just the first sign. Like, oh my God, I actually shifted. Because now everything is going to shift. Okay, so I'm actually evolving and ascending, you know what I'm saying, and seeing visible evidence of the shift. It's amazing. And now I can't wait to talk to him, because he's going to be so proud of me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm realizing things, because I really feel like he already knows. Like my twin flame, he is cosmic. Like he is, y'all, when y'all don't know nobody like this. You know what I'm saying? He already knows all of this shit, and he's just sitting back and letting me figure it out. Like just like Michael did. Okay, because Lucid, I don't know if you know, but Archangel Michael, is my teacher. And Michael was teaching me stuff, but he didn't tell me that he was Archangel Michael. I knew he was not human, and I knew he was something. I was wondering, is he an alien or whatever? And so I realized he was Michael. But this is the same way that my twin flame is teaching me. He's teaching me stuff in the same way that Michael did. It's like the way he teaches, that's why he might be an angel or something too. I'll be asking him all the time, like, are you an angel? You know what I'm saying? He might be an angel. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I have several layers to still open. I think my dolls, I think they have six dolls in it, I think. I encourage you guys to get some matryoshka dolls if you're on this journey. You may even be able to do it with the babushka dolls. I think the babushkas, the difference is babushka dolls are soft, and I don't know how they work, but I know that the matryoshka dolls are the hard ones. They're usually made of porcelain or some sort of hard ceramic or plastic or something. But it really does help to have the visual of, the unraveling and the cracking and the breaking down of these outer layers of the consciousness. It helps to have the visual, because it's like I'm sitting here looking at fear, and insecurity from that first layer, and then attachment from this layer. And I really, it just, I know that those things are gone now. Like I don't have those issues anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's just a beautiful thing. And I feel much lighter. I feel better. I'm different. You know what I'm saying? Something has changed because I released some of that heavy spiritual gravity from me that it had been there so long, or I'm not gonna say so long, it had been implanted so deeply that I didn't even realize that that wasn't a part of me. You know what I'm saying? It had become who I thought that I was. Like, no, you don't have to be hyper vigilant and think everybody is out to trying to purposely hurt you. You don't have to always be looking for somebody to be gaslighting. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to, be hyper vigilant over your heart. Not with this one. I'm gonna protect my heart, of course. This is why I was willing to let him go, even though he's the finest man that I've ever known. Okay. Not just fine to look at, but on every other level as well. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, even though you are like God in the flesh to me, I'm still love myself more. And I will be willing to let your ass go if you're going to leave because I'm saying what I got to say. So, you know what I'm saying? That was a big thing for me. That was a big, grand illusion. And I mean, I was, I don't want to, I did not, that is the word, the last thing you want to do, is let go of something you love that deeply. But I was willing to. And because I was willing to, that's why I was granted the next level. That's what it is, y'all. That's how it works. Who was that in the Bible that God told him to go sacrifice their son? Was that Abraham? Somebody, I have to go look it up. I need Israel right now. But it's a story in there. Somebody knows. I'm gonna have to ask Israel. But God had told him to go and prepare to sacrifice his son, and even though he didn't understand, and that's my son, he still knew, he was still willing. He trusted God so much. You know what I'm saying? That he was still willing to do it. Just like me, like, no, this is no, oh my God, like, no, he is so fine. He is just so perfect. I could have said, I don't want to know. I'm not letting him go. But I was willing. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew in order for me to love myself, I got to honor my own feelings. I'm not going to sit here and, you know what I'm saying, I love somebody more than I love myself. And so just the fact that I was willing to let him go made me not have to let him go because, you know what I'm saying? God just granted me the next level of experience. That's how this path works, y'all. So, if you have anything that you're afraid of, you need to face that. You need to overcome that. Because as you're overcoming your fears and your weaknesses, you're overcoming your shadows. You're breaking down the matryoshka dolls. You are unraveling. Okay? So I didn't want to stay too long. I may go on Bigo after I get off of here. I don't know. I'm gonna take a little minute, but yeah, I just wanted to come and give you guys the next episode of the unraveling. So I will, like I said, I am gonna make this into a series, a playlist on the YouTube channel, so that the further, the ones I do in the future, they can just go on the playlist. And for the people that are following this part, for the twin flame journey part of it, they can just go to to that playlist and to see that. I do also still I have a bunch of synchronicities that I've been. So let me say this: over the weekend, I was seeing more synchronicities than ever. But I was so upset because I was telling myself, I'm done with him. I don't care nothing about the twin flame journey no more. I wasn't ignoring them because I definitely saw them, but I didn't pull out my camera to record it because I was like, I don't care about it no more. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was trying to be. And it was so funny because one of the cars that I saw it on, because I always see them on license plates. I see addresses and stuff too, but license plates more than anything. One of the cars that I had ignored, I think on Saturday when I was trying to ignore the whole twin flame journey, it was a 222 that was on the back of this white car. So today, the car, I saw it again, the same car. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, you better get this synchronicity. But like, I'm not feeling like I got to record all of them. I just like to record them to let people see that this is real. Like, this is not something that people are making up, because see, not everyone has a twin flame, and not everyone is part of the, not everyone is chosen. And so for the people who are not, They think that we're making this up. They think it's a fairy tale. They think, we living in, we're in delusions. And so this is why I record the synchronicities that I see, so that people understand that this is real. Everything that I'm saying is real. Okay. And so, of course it's going to seem like a fairy tale to them because they're not having this experience. And I'm making the videos not for those people, but for the people who are actually going through this and actually walking this path as well, so that you will be encouraged, because there are days that you feel like you don't even want to be here because of the illusions that are being put in front of you. But I assure you that they are illusions, grand illusions, because the devil hates the idea of these two parts of God coming back together. Why? Because it's going to raise the vibration of the entire planet. As I shifted into, just like how I just shifted, you know what I'm saying? Just like how I just shifted from, how I was feeling or whatever I was, however I was before, I just shifted into a higher level of consciousness and I feel it. And this is what, when the twin flames come together, the love is so powerful because it's God. It's the love of God. Okay. It's going to shift the entire planet into a higher realm. And I know because I saw the planet. The planet had a glow around it. You know what I'm saying? It has a glow around it, a halo. This is the love that twin flames make when they come together. And that's why the devil is so against it. That's why, and when I say the devil, I'm speaking of your own shadows. You know what I'm saying? As I'm unraveling, as I'm breaking down these matryoshka dolls, I am breaking down my own shadows. I'm doing shadow work. You know what I'm saying? This is shadow work. And so you're confronting your shadows. You're confronting your shadows. Confronting your shadows means confronting your fears, confronting your weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? And gaining strength. And you know what I'm saying? Releasing those fears, overcoming those fears. And so I'm able to do this because my twin gave me his strength and I gave him my sweetness. And so, whatever his challenges are, I'm sure that my sweetness is helping him to overcome those. You know what I'm saying? That's how that works. And so it's a beautiful thing. I mean, it is otherworldly, it is cosmic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is so beautiful that, I had gone to the studio and just a song just flowed out of me. And I did write this song about him, and I haven't released it yet. It's called On My Mind, though. And I did play a little piece of it on one of my twin flame, I mean, not the twin flame, on one of the synchronicity vibe videos, but I don't remember exactly which video it was. I did play a snippet of that song on one of the synchronicity vibe videos. But I did not, I didn't, because the song hasn't really been released yet. I didn't let anybody know that was me, that it was the song, but that's the song that I actually wrote when I just had so much love in my heart. When I went to the studio, the song just kind of wrote itself because I just wrote what I was feeling. You know what I'm saying? And I'm ready to go back because I got some more songs within me. So, what love does is activates your creativity, and it pushes you into your purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just the TV, the romantic love story that you see on TV. It's beyond that. You know what I'm saying? It's that on 10. You know what I'm saying? It's that traditional love story on the movies, a hundredfold. Okay, for real, for real. I mean, the love is beautiful, and the pain is an illusion. And that's just the message. You know what I'm saying? The pain is an illusion and only the love is real. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be willing to actually be willing to feel the pain. You got to be willing to walk up to what you fear. You got to be willing to, face your weakness. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to actually do it. And the fact that you're willing to do it is what causes you not to have to do it. Okay, so just like with the devil, I was going to walk up to the devil and do whatever I had to do, if I had to fight him or whatever, but I didn't even have to because he wasn't about nothing. That's how all of these illusions are going to be once you walk up to it. But until you walk up to it, you're going to be in fear. You're going to feel weak. You're going to, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to be sure. So, I'm just encouraging y'all. You know what I'm saying? Don't give up, because I know the emotional ups and downs. I know the emotional roller coaster that it can be. But you already know what this is, and you know what it's meant to be. And you know, if it's God's will, that God's will is always going to be done. And so everything that seems to be a hindrance or a blockage on your path is just an illusion. You okay? And so we just have to be willing to try to see through that and to hold on, because the love is what helps you to see through it as well. You know what I'm saying? You holding on and realizing that you can't be sitting here telling yourself, you know, I'm done with him and all of that, because you know what I'm saying, once you let the love really be where it is, and you know that it's not going nowhere, it illuminates the parts of it that you can't see. You know what I'm saying? It illuminates the fact that none of this stuff that I'm going through is even real or based on anything that's true. Okay, so really, in order to really see through your illusion, you have to really allow yourself to feel the love. You know, you can't try to hold it back or cut it off. And you know, because you know, I know that you tempted to do that because it's painful. But if you allow yourself to stand in it despite the pain, it will cast out that pain. It will cast out that fear. It will cast out that weakness. None of that is real. Those are all parts of the illusion. The only thing that is real is that perfect love. Okay? So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Lucid, I appreciate you being on this journey with me. I love it. I love it. Um, I want to encourage you on your journey. I don't know where you are in it, but you know, I'm sending you so much love for your journey, blessings for your journey, and for everyone else who also is on this journey. I would love for you guys to you know, not necessarily people that are in the live right now, but for the people who are going to listen to the playback, you know, if you got something out of the video, to leave a comment, because I'm always interested to know, you know, where people are, and if they're understanding this, and if what I'm doing is being helpful, you know, if it's truly helpful to the people on the path. And so you know, you know, be more interactive, because I really love hearing your stories. I love when you guys comment and let me know, you know, what's going on. And if anyone needs me for anything, you guys can hit me up at House of Healing LLC. Um, Let me see if it's still up there. How do I get this? No, I don't know how to make it go away. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So, oh, I thought, no, I thought I had my website up there. Okay, well, y'all know the website anyway, houseofhealing.com, houseohealing.com. If anyone needs, I do Reiki distance healing. If you need spiritual counseling, if you want to retain me as a spiritual advisor, definitely check out, go to the classes and consultations tab, and definitely hit me up if you guys need me for anything going forward. Felicia, I'm gonna be looking for your email, or if you text me or your email, so that we can so I can get your reading done as well. And for everyone else, I will be back. I don't know when. I you know, at this point, I can't really, you know, believe in time. You know what I'm saying? So I will say that I would try not to, you know, be gone too long. And I will see you guys soon. Okay. Peace.